Right, in the second video, we'll actually get down to doing some programming now. So what I've done, I've actually set up a form. You can copy and do something very similar. So there's a button at the top. I've just made sure I've labelled them correctly. Don't get into bad habits and being lazy with this really. Everyone falls into it. It just helps just further down the line when you're programming. So I've given, like I've taught in class before, a BTN, that 3-letter abbreviation, so we know it's a button display, and then same for the list box here, which is a LST. Some people think it looks like first, but it's LST output, and then the other important bit, our output, which is going to be called TXT, which is a text box, total population. And I have, if I can find it, remember the sentence, I've made this read-only set to false. Sorry, read-only set to true, beg your pardon. And then just grayed out. It just looks a little bit more professional, really, doesn't it? It stops the user from messing around with it anyway. What I did want to show you as well is in the Solution Explorer, again, once your database is connected, if you right-click on it and click Open, what it does, it opens your database up in Microsoft Access and you can actually see what we're dealing with here. So this is your actual database if you've not opened it already. And it's just some data that we're going to look into and query and so on and display. So close that down for now. It then shows you in there as well. You could look at it in this way. You can right click and view the data that way. It's just one way of just checking what you're actually working with. Okay, so without further ado then, what we're going to do is we're actually going to program this button. So if we double click on it, you're then brought into your code. Again, it's working correctly. You don't need to worry too much about this, but we've got a subroutine here, which is actually basically when the form loads, it's checking our database and looking into our database for us. And then we're going to manipulate the data here and so on as we go. So what we first need to do is create a variable, and you can call this anything. I'm just going to call it query1 because we're going to make a query. We're actually going to use something called link, which is in Microsoft VB. Link, capital letters LINQ. It's just used as just a way, an easy way of programming, and the syntax is more recognizable. It's used to extract information from a data table, such as like a CSV file, a text file, a database, which is what we're going to do in this instance here. So this program is going to very simply display different cities and information. We'll see how we go from there. So variable, as I said, dim query1. It's not the best name if I'm honest, but it'll do for now. From city, which is our table in Megacities datasets. That should come up. We press the tab key. Save us typing all that out. Dot cities. So basically, we're creating kind of a bit SQL stuff. This really, it kind of links rather nicely. So I wanted to do a few videos on this. So this is the database, and then this is the table we're going to look at. Okay, so this is the link that I was on about. These the syntax that makes it much easier to kind of get along with. City.country, okay, equals India. So what this program is going to do, just to explain, which I haven't done already, it's going to display the names of the cities that are located in India. So that's what we're doing. We can do different things as well. As part of what you just learned in SLR10 as well, we can order these as well. So we could order them in this instance, this example, population order. So again, all this is just going to be pulled from a database really. Population, so in 2010, it's a bit old now this. We could do it in descending order. You could change that to ascending as well, doesn't really matter. Select city.name. And then we're actually going to output these now. So list output data source. We could tell VB where it is, and we want it to go from query 1, this another kind of into a list format. Okay, got a keyword there, and then list output of selected item. This is dealing with the list box now. Equals nothing. I'll explain all this again in a second. So if you don't select anything in the list box, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a second query then now. So I'll create another variable, query 2, from city in Megacities dataset. We tell it which table, and then where. Equals India again. Mess up there, bear with me. Select city dot pop. So we are going to repeat ourselves a little bit here, but we need to query it first and then kind of get this ready to go into the list output box. 2010, and finally, so this here, sorry, this box you can select things, so that's what this is allowing us to do here. So we want text total pop. This is our output now. Dot text equals, and make sure we convert it to a string and nothing else. And we want to actually, idea is that we're going to sum this up. So query 2 dot sum. Okay, so let's see what this gives us. Hopefully no errors. So we just save that and run it. And here we go. So it's going to display the cities, and it's not worked. Give me a second. I need to figure out what's going on here, and I'll explain the changes. Right, I had just paused the video there to try to work that out. It's not too much of a problem. There's nothing wrong with our code, which is good. What I hadn't done, which I forgot to say, so we need to, I've changed mine now recently, but if you right click, at the start of this video you had 2 binding sources. If you right click and delete binding source 2, and what you then need to do is drag in Megacities dataset into there, and then cities table adapter into there. Now I've had to redo this a couple of times and reconnect the database to get it working, but it automatically names them, and you kind of have to stick with that. Mine ends up being 2 and cities table adapters 1. Alright, be aware of that, because when you go in your code, my original code, if you roll back the video you'll see this, please put a comment in there. I linked it to countries because I set this up for countries earlier. We're dealing with the cities, so that's the first mistake. So you need to edit this here. So wherever your table adapter is named as, there needs to be the same here. So it might just be a case of just adding the number on the end, and then same with the Megacities dataset 2. That also then needs to replicate across other parts of your code as well. So it did that, because it kind of makes a copy of the database within the program, really. It loads it into memory, so it's not the actual one itself. So you need to make sure you make the change there as well, and then it should work fine then. So if I run this code now, then just to show you proofs in the pudding. Right, and there it is. So what it's going to do, if we look at this, if we just display it, it comes up with 52.7, which is what we want it to do. So it sums up basically all those different cities in India. So it's pulling out the data from the database. So we can see our code kind of kicking in here. So selecting from that, where the country is matching the city with India's. Sorry, say that again. Any country within India is being pulled, and it ordering it by the population 2010, and then we're going to output that then in a list. Okay, and we're doing it there. So we're pulling that into, first of all, into the list box, and then finally we're outputting that then. Query 2 is the actual sum of all that data that we're pulling. So basically just pulling the names there and then working out that calculation in that box. So that's why there's 2 altogether. I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to do another little video, a little bit more complicated queries, and we'll go from there.